With another major hurricane set to hit the U.S., a big concern is the government's response and funding. Plus, we are taking a closer look at the policies of former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris as we get closer to Election Day.
Joining us live this morning from Washington, D.C. is Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George. Joe, good morning. So let's start with the concerns over that disaster relief funding. There's a lot of talk out there, a lot of misinformation surrounding this. So does FEMA have enough money to deal with the fallout from yet another hurricane?
Well, yes, let's start right there. And the most important thing I can share with you this morning is that, yes, FEMA says they have enough money to get the right resources deployed to be in the right places preparing for what this catastrophic, and certainly that seems to be the adjective being used a lot, this storm will be as it continues to churn in the Gulf of Mexico. You don't need to be a meteorologist or a weather forecaster to know that this could spell trouble for Florida, mainly because Tampa Bay, if you talk to any urban planner in the country, they'll continue to cite Tampa Bay as being one of the most vulnerable cities in the country for catastrophic damage, just given the real estate around there, the impact of the storm surge, etc. As far as where things stand with government funding and helping individuals from what we know, we know will need to be helped following Milton, following Helene as well, have some numbers for you. Over 200 counties, 31 million people are living in areas right now in the U.S. that have been declared a disaster zone, either from Helene or a disaster zone from what we know will be from Milton. So a lot of people are impacted by this. As of now, FEMA says they have enough necessary resources, but a bit of mixed messaging, because just a few days ago, the Secretary of Homeland Security oversees FEMA, indicated that they would be running out of funds in the near future. There are 3 programs that we're keeping an eye on as potentially running out of funds: FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund, FEMA's Flood Insurance Fund, as well as the Small Business Administration's loan program to help homeowners and small business owners get back following a natural disaster. As of now, no plans to bring Congress back for a special session to pass any new funding, but that could change, guys.
Yeah, the number of people in all of those counties certainly does put that into perspective, Joe. We are just about 4 weeks out from Election Day, and we are getting a look at a new breakdown of just how much some of these Trump and Harris policies will cost. So what does it look like this morning?
When you go to a Harris rally in Wisconsin or a Trump rally in Wisconsin, or you see Walz or you see Vance, or you listen to a TV commercial on this station or others, right? They're talking of promises. Oh, we're going to create a new tax credit for newborns. Oh, we're going to not pay taxes. You're not going to pay taxes if you're a service worker on tips or Social Security. There's a lot of promises going out there by both sides. Who's paying for it? Maybe a question that you're asking you or your loved one as you're watching this on your couch or maybe at the rally. Well, new analysis is showing just how costly both the Harris plans and the Trump plans will be to the economy, to the national debt, over 10 years. You sometimes think of Republicans as being a bit more fiscally responsible, but according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, it is former President Trump's debt that would balloon more than Harris. Both are in the trillions of dollars, but Trump's over 10 years would be over $10 trillion. And that's because he is interested in cutting corporate taxes, where Harris is campaigning on raising those taxes. Trump believes cutting those taxes may spur economic activity, may generate more jobs, high increased wages, but it comes with an impact on the national debt. So we're always trying to follow the money for you guys. I know debt isn't that flashy of a topic at 6 a.m. in the morning, but it's certainly on the minds of some voters with less than 30 days to go.
Maybe it should be, because there is a lot of it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Joe, breaking down the money this morning. A whole lot of it. Joe St. George reporting in Washington this morning. Thank you, Joe.
Good to see you guys.